Should we open the door to a relationship that has been broken? And when should we open the door? Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. So I've talked about in other videos about how it's not our job to fix a relationship someone else broke. But it is our job, if we want a relationship with them, to be receptive and open to them doing the work to reestablish the relationship. It's got to be sincere. They've got to have a sincere, ongoing effort. It can't just be sincere at the moment, because if they step back into the relationship and then they cease to try to fix it and restore it and make it great, then likely it's going to fail even more so, because the other person's going to be less and less receptive to opening the door to that relationship again. So it needs to be the right timing, and I've talked about that in another relationship, about right timing in the relationships to go back in. And so what about if we did not break the relationship, or we maybe stepped away from it? Maybe it was us that got upset, or maybe it was us that got fed up, is maybe a better word, and we walked out of the relationship. But it was the other person that broke it. And it's their job to fix it if they want to restore it. So what if we broke it off and we said, hey, I don't want to talk to you anymore? Should we wait on them to call us? Or at some point, should we open the door and maybe make a phone call, or maybe make a connection in some way to begin that process of them fixing the relationship without telling them that they've got to fix the relationship? Because that's got to be their job. That's got to be their desire to fix the relationship. It's got to be their initiating, wanting to fix it. It's got to be their idea. Otherwise, if it's our idea, likely it's not going to work regardless of what we do, whether we open the door, don't open the door, whatever we happen to do. And so the thing about it is, do we open the door? Do we connect with them first before they've made that effort directly to us to connect? I think in some situations, yes, especially if we were the one that broke off the relationship due to their behavior. The key is not to do the work for them, and not to initiate it, or even maybe the idea that they have to do the work, that it's really their job to do all of that. As long as we don't step into that part of it, sometimes if we were the one that broke it off, not them, if they broke it off, then it's up to them to contact us. But if we broke it off, and due to their behaviors, sometimes it is our obligation, I guess, maybe, if we want to reestablish that relationship, when the timing is right, we think that that person has learned what they needed to learn, and that they may be willing on their own to reestablish the relationship and fix it and repair it and do the work that they need to do. Not us do the work for them. Not us, come up with the ideas for them to do. This has got to be their idea. It's got to be what they want to do, and it's got to be sincere, and it's got to be sincere with ongoing effort to make it happen. And so the thing is, but if we broke off the relationship, they may not feel comfortable calling us or contacting us. So at some point, we may want to make that connection in some way, just like, hey, I just wanted to say hello. Nothing beyond that. I just wanted to say hello to you and check in with you and make sure you're doing okay. That may be all that we want to say. And that opens the door for them then to come back either at that moment or later to say, hey, I want to work on this relationship. I did wrong and I want to fix it. Now, it's not our job to say, hey, but I've got a bunch of ideas how you can fix it. That's not our job. Our job is to be receptive at that point to their own way of fixing the relationship. And if we want to have a relationship with them. But sometimes we do have to open the door initially, if we were the ones that closed the door. Now, if we were not the ones that closed the door, then it's not our job to open the door. And that would work probably against us if we tried to open a door that they closed. So if we close the door, it is most likely in the right timing when they're ready, that we could make that connection again, make that phone call, say, hey, hi, I hope you're doing well, and leave it at that. Nothing too deep, nothing too too technical and don't get into all the ins and outs of what happened or why it happened or how they're going to fix it or anything like that. Just make that connection on a good note and then step back and then let them figure it out from there. And beyond that, it's really their job all the way to fix that relationship. Our only part of it is to stand back and be receptive to their steps forward if that's what we want, providing they don't try to push blame or anything on the person that did nothing, but doing the right thing. Sometimes there is one person that makes, does the stuff that messes up a relationship. Most often it's both people or two parties that have some aspects to it that they both contributed. In that sense, each person has to work on their part. And that's usually most relationships. But some relationships are not like that. Some relationships are where it was one person that messed up. And maybe they messed up over and over and over. And the other person didn't do anything wrong. They did everything right, but they got fed up and they walked away. And that's the situation we're talking about. The walking away requires us, if we want to reestablish a relationship in the right timing, to make that connection. If they walked away, then that's up to them to make that connection. And if they're the ones that broke it and did the thing, then it's up to them to fix it, not us to fix it. Okay, we can learn a lot about ourselves. We can improve when other people have made mistakes, and yet it's not our job to fix what they broke. From my house to yours, may God bless you. I hope you like, share, subscribe, and I hope to talk to you soon again. Bye-bye.